Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Dawn and welcome. As you've noticed, we don't have Monty today, so I will be doing all the talking. Alright, so one of our viewers asked us a question and they asked me what it took for me to come to America and how I made it here, etc, etc. I came to America as an international student. I don't know if I mentioned that in my other videos, but I was born and raised in Dubai, and I moved to America actually to do education and hoping to stay here after school, which I did. And there were things I wish I had known. I was raised in an era that had internet, but not a lot of YouTube. So I'm hoping that I'm able to tell you guys about my experience and also give you some tips maybe that will help you in your journey to coming to a university in America. All right, so firstly, you have to find a university, obviously. And for me, what it took for me to find a university is really knowing people in certain states in America. So if you know a particular, let's say, relative or friend, maybe start looking at universities in that state. It always helps to know somebody here. Honestly, when you move to America, it's a culture shock and there's just so many changes that you are not ready for, I promise you. So find something that's kind of common, that you know, like a friend or a relative. So find a state, find the universities in that state and see what is the easiest to get into. Where can you get your paperwork from quickly? So find that is tip number one. So I picked my school as Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I picked it because it was Christian and honestly because my parents felt much better about me being the oldest daughter, going to America, being alone, etc, etc. So that is why I picked Oral Roberts University. And one of the first things I did was start the prep work. So start your prep work right now. I started studying for my SATs. I started studying for my TOEFL test of English as a foreign language. I think that's what it is. So start your prep work, and find out like what kind of grades do they require for you to enter. Do they require GPA? Are there scholarships? Like really do your research on the universities that you want and like see if you can get scholarships. Honestly, like a lot of universities give us scholarships. I got a few, but not a lot. And also find out like tuition. I'm telling you that is important. Money is important, and international students are always charged like a higher tuition than an American student. So really do your research on the universities that you are kind of, picking or want to. So after do your prep work, you find out what scores they require, take your SATs multiple times, take your TOEFL multiple times. You find out all this information, you start your paperwork, and that is a long process. I mean, first of all, like international mail time itself is quite long, and then the school's processing, etc, etc. So like start your paperwork really early because there will be a lot going back and forth. And I started that in my 11th grade. So I would say, get on it, start your paperwork, do your prep work, all that kind of stuff. So once you get done with your prep work, you do your paperwork and the school is happy, they send you the letter of acceptance and you read it, like savor that moment, because I remember reading that letter and I was, like it really is an accomplishment, honestly. And your journey has just started because there's just so much more to go after that. So like every little victory is like a mini victory, and like really take it in and enjoy it. And after you get that letter of acceptance, I think the paperwork is called I-40, if I'm not mistaken, that the school is supposed to send to you so that you can go to the embassy, the American embassy in your country for an interview. So 2 tips about interviewing with American embassies is, one is calm your nerves. I mean, regardless of what happens that day, you will be okay. It's whatever is meant to be is meant to be. So calm your nerves no matter what happens. And number 2 is, if they ask you what you plan on doing after your school, always say you're going to go back to your country of origin. We all know we all want to stay in America, but still, that's what you tell the American embassy that you want to hear. That's what they want to hear. All right, so I forgot, but I had one more tip about the whole interview. The interviewer is going to ask you for financial statements, and you got to figure that out. You got to make sure that you show the interviewer you have enough in your account to support yourself for the 4 years that you're going to be in school, and the tuition, room and board, etc., etc. So make sure all your ducks are in a row. Like make sure all your paperwork is, in file. Like everything is set before you do your interview or before you even go to the embassy. So now you get your visa. That is a mini victory. Enjoy it. Savor the moment. Now starts your real journey of coming to America. So basically pack light, because when you come here, you are gonna want to shop, you are gonna want to wear what your friends are wearing, etc., etc. And then when you get here, you will start with your school journey. You will figure it out when you're here. Every university is different. You will start your journey with your friends, your dorms. And honestly, when I came to America, it was a culture shock, and that might be a whole other video because there's just so much to talk about. But do your research in America. Do your research in the state you're going to. I would say look up YouTube videos. In this day and age, you have all this information online. So find out everything you can about the university and the culture of the state you're going to. So when you are doing school in America, one of the things I would say is look up American educational system before you come here, because when I came to America, it was hard for me to understand. Like the first whole year, it took me a while to really understand the credit system. The system in America is GPA based and it's credit based, so points based, and also how you are given your final grade. It depends on how you perform throughout the year. So basically your assignments, your small tests, your final exam, everything is weighted and counts towards your final grade, which is not the system that I grew up in back in the Indian system. So I would say whatever educational system you're coming from is probably different from what's here. So kind of read up on it, so you're mentally prepared when you come to the school, and work hard. Like also the 4 years that you're here, continue to look for scholarship opportunities, because education in America is not cheap. So look for scholarship opportunities even when you're here. Another thing that you can do while you're in school is also working. I know that most of us, we didn't work when most of my friends who went to school in India didn't really work, but in America, I worked really hard. I worked like 3 jobs one of the semesters just so that I could pay for my room and board, etc. So work hard. You are given this opportunity, and it's your time to make it. So work hard in school, try to get scholarships, try to find jobs that that will also help you with the internships, with your with the major that you pick, etc., etc. So I would say look for job opportunities also as soon as you get on campus. All right, so now you've completed 4 years of your education. Now what? You are given 1 year of OPT, which is optical practical training. Some majors get 2 years, but I know mine was 1 year. I did a bachelor's in computer science. And you have 1 year to find a job that sponsors your visa. I know it's not a lot of time, but I know a lot of people have had luck finding jobs that sponsored their visas. And if you don't find a job within 1 year, you have to go back to school. So some of my friends actually had to go back to school so that they could continue to stay in America. So those are some of your options after school. When you're in your junior year, I would say start looking for internships that are that will give you a job after you finish your senior year. So really work hard, honestly. Like I know I say that a lot, but also enjoy your college life. American college life is fun. So have fun, but also work hard in school as well as your jobs and your internships and in every area of your life here. All right, thanks for watching. I know this was a large area covered over such a short period of time. Questions uണ്ടെങ്കിൽ please താഴെ എഴുത്. ഞാൻ questions answer ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കാം. Research അല്ലെങ്കിൽ links വല്ലതും വേണമെങ്കിൽ please ചോദിക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കമന്റിൽ ഇട്ടാൽ ഞാൻ comment reply ചെയ്യാം. Let me know if you need help with any of the resources. Please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.